planet Cybertron, and now its residents shall witness its dismemberment. Rise, my podcast. Serve your new master well. All hail Unicron.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to All Hail Unicron. This is episode 49. To be determined what we are going to call this one. We should just call it short-staffed, because let's face it, we are short-staffed. So the only person here with me today is the one and only pre-ordered Rich.
Hello, everyone.
And that's it. And Oscar is celebrating his sister's birthday, something like that. So happy birthday, Oscar's sister. It will not be your birthday when this goes up, but happy belated. Robert has children and is going to hear the call of the wolf. So if you're at Great Wolf Lodge on Friday when this goes up, look for Robert because he's there somewhere. And that's it. Matt's not part of our show at this time. So that's it. That's all of us. So what'd you get this week, Mr. Pre-Ordered Rich?
So I got the New Age Hound, and New Age Omega. And man, you weren't lying. Those were fantastic.
Friggin' good.
I even bought the batteries for Omega, or the battery for Omega.
Mm-hmm. Just to see him roll around, and it's like it's so friggin' simple. Like, well, I don't know how simple it is, but it's so satisfying that it actually works. You're like, oh, that's pretty cool.
It is extremely satisfying, and man, Omega has really impressive articulation.
It does,
really
yeah.
Impressive.
And like I even think like the transformation is just so well done. Like It's fun to flip back and forth. It looks good. I don't know. I mean,
the
like
whole
I said,
two arms make the rocket, and they don't separate. It's one piece that makes up his whole shoulders.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so cool.
Yeah.
The wings, how they fold up, and then they unfold to be the whole U of each end of the track, so to speak.
Yep.
Yeah, it's extremely well done.
Yeah, like the way they handled the tracks making the wings on the back, like it's so like I guess the only word I have is like an elegant solution, because like when you think about like the Omegas who have come before, like G1 is like you could attach all the track pieces on his back in some way, but yeah, you know, like it kind of always looks silly when you had basically the whole U on his back. I can't remember how G1 Omega what you did with the rest of the track, but this one like folds up and compacts so nicely. It's really, really well done.
Yeah, the U's are just two pieces.
Yeah.
One piece for each U. And on G1 you had the sort of middle of the U. That's what plugged into each side of his back, and then the other four pieces, each U being three pieces.
Yeah.
They just either sat off to the side or...
Yeah, that's right. Or you could put him on and have like the full U on his back.
But it looked really weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Exactly. So, yeah, it's really nice. I mean, I didn't think I was going to need him, and, you know, having him in person, like, I am so glad that I pulled the trigger on this one. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't going to either, and then you were talking about him, and I was like, he does look really good, so I gave it a try, and I'm like, man, no regrets.
No regrets. And Hound, he's a good figure, too. Let's not, you know, overshadow Hound in this whole situation. Like, Hound is a legit good Legends toy. Like, he's fun to transform. He looks great in both modes. Like, I find myself, like, I love the Fans Toys Hound still. I just wish that he had the leg construction of the Legends Hound. Like, it's just so solid down in the legs, and yeah, he looks so good.
He does. He's really well done as well.
New Age is killing it, man. I think they might be my favorite third-party company, honestly. So.
Oh man, I can hear all the Fans Toys fanboys.
That's fighting words.
That is fighting.
But honestly, like the enjoyment I get out of, like, if I was gonna go back in time, you know, if I could go back and give 10 years ago me when I got into third-party Transformers, is it 10 years? Probably more than that at this point. I've known my wife for 10 years, and I've had third-party toys for longer than that. So 15 years ago me, if I could go back, I'd be like, listen, idiot, don't buy any of this shit. There's going to be what's called Legends just buy them because they're so fun. You can transform them, flip them back and forth in like a few minutes, and you'll never feel frustrated on any of these ever. Just buy them and be happy and save yourself a lot of money.
Yeah.
I would be living in a mansion.
Up on the shelf.
Exactly. I'd be living in a mansion, and one of the rooms in my mansion would be just an entire battle scene diorama room, So we'd take out the carpet, and it would be like a full scale to floor, with the arc in one corner and, probably like an ocean with the Nemesis at the bottom on the other side or something like that. But, yeah, that's what I would do. That'd be awesome. So did you get anything else?
I did. Let's see. I got that Transart Transmetal Beast Wars Megatron.
Is that the really shiny red dragon?
No, that's the Transmetal 2. That's
Okay.
a different company. This is the season 2 Beast Wars Megatron.
Yeah.
And
okay.
it's that company who's been doing the Transmetals and the Transmetal 2s.
Gotcha.
But they didn't do the Dragon. That's I can't remember the name of that company, but yeah, they're kind of simple. They're masterpiece scale. He's huge. I mean, he scales with the proper Takara Beast Wars Megatron MP.
Right. Okay.
And he looks fantastic. Simplistic transformation. There aren't really. I mean, there's some. They took the original toy and made it better for sure, but it doesn't have like any super cool. That MP moment kind of thing.
Right.
But it still looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It really looks good. They did a fantastic job of the head sculpts and the face sculpts, and he's got, I think, 3 different expressions. The head looks fantastic. The dinosaur head looks fantastic. A lot of character in both. It's really well done.
Very nice.
And they're not that expensive. The Transart figures are not that expensive, especially in the MP world. I think he's like $115.
Yeah, it's not bad.
For an MP scale. Yeah, he's really nice. Oh, and Vans Toys Power Glide.
Mm-hmm. You got another legend, I thought, too. From New Age. Pretty sure you did.
Oh, yes. How could I forget? I got Sludge.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure you got
good.
Sludge.
And Sludge, as we talked about in a previous episode, was my favorite Dinobot growing up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
I did not get my Sludge yet. He is in Elizabethport, New Jersey right now. Come on. What are you doing? You had it yesterday, and you haven't shipped it out today. What the hell? But hopefully
slackers.
Yeah, what the hell?
Is it coming through Fed? Expect delays?
The
post office.
No, mine's probably coming from the post office, yeah.
Well, that's a good thing. It's FedEx. Expect delays.
I freaking hate FedEx. When I like, I don't know how it is around you, but for me, FedEx is trash, and UPS is like amazing, like absolutely amazing. Like I have no complaints on UPS. My driver is super cool. Like things are always here on time. It's like FedEx is like they'll take a picture of like some random piece of concrete and say that shit was delivered and then drop it off like 3 days later. And like you're like, yeah, like they don't even show the package. They just take a picture of like blacktop that could, and like you'll get the it was delivered, and you'll go outside. You're like, well, it's not on my driveway. It's like, is it on a neighbor's driveway somewhere? And you're like, no, it's probably in the FedEx parking lot, so they could say it was on time.
Right.
And then it'll just show up like the next day or two. When the driver's in your area or whatever. I'm like, that shit pisses me off so bad.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. UPS is pretty great here too. But FedEx, I haven't seen that yet where I've gotten a picture saying, hey, it's been delivered and here's a picture.
Oh, it happens here almost all the time when I get FedEx. It's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
I would rather him just be like, it's running late and I don't get it, as opposed to just taking a picture and pretending you dropped it off somewhere.
Yeah. So what they do for me is they'll say, delivery is, today, Monday, 8:21, and you're like looking at your clock or your phone. You're like, yeah, it's 8:00. It's not coming today, and you'll check it like 10 p.m. and it'll be like on time. And delivery 8:21, and you're like, it's 8:21 and it's 10 p.m. It's not coming.
Yeah.
And then the next day it'll be like,
your shipment was delayed.
Shipping delayed, and then Wednesday it'll be like arriving on Friday, and then it'll say ahead of time.
ahead of time.
Expected delivery was Saturday, and I'm like, no, it wasn't. Like
yeah, expected
that's what
delivery
I
was
see
yesterday, dude.
all the time. That's
Yeah.
why I call them FedEx spec delays.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So-
I've had a couple people I've talked to, and I think it's even been some of the people on this podcast, and they're like, "Oh, UPS sucks. FedEx is amazing." I'm like, are we dealing with the same company? Like, you know?
FedEx hasn't been amazing since the movie Castaway.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah.
So Sludge is fantastic. I missed out on Grimlock the first round.
Yeah.
I want the cartoon one, but a pre-order went up for him. Another like wave 2 or reissue. I don't know what you call it. Second batch. So I'm waiting for him to arrive. So this is my first New Age Dinobot, and he's impressive. Like extremely impressive.
Yeah, Grimlock was a lot of fun too. Like, I can't wait till you get him and you get your opinions on him, because they are definitely doing the Dinobots right. And the only gripe I have about Grimlock is those legs, and that's being fixed. And it might even be in your reissue. I wouldn't be surprised if it's there, right from the factory. But supposedly, I think Sludge is supposed to have come with the parts to fix the existing. So, yeah, I mean,
So I have the inner leg panels for Grimlock. So if he doesn't come with them, he's already there with Sludge. So yeah.
Very nice.
So well done.
Yeah. Very so nice. So let's go to.
So what did you get?
Well, I'm not going to go to what I got because I got nothing. But
okay.
I do want to double back on the Fans Toys Warthog, because you definitely made that whole big to-do on that one. And I was like, son of a bitch, I'm canceling my pre-order. So, right before it came in on Chosen Prime, I canceled that. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It came in and went in my thing, and I'm like, okay, I can keep this thing, or I can exchange it or return it and take a 10% loss on it. I'm like, I'm gonna take the 10% loss. So, yeah, everything I've seen, it's not good. It's all bad, and I wasn't personally willing to keep that pre-order, because I'm like, all right, it's gonna be a bitch to sell on eBay, especially if they have like a new version that comes out with, improved parts or something like that. Like, because I could see that happening. Is like, well, do you have the original release or do you have the new one? Like, I have the original. It's like, oh, well, that's worth like $60, Yeah. And so I was like, nope, I think it's going to be a nightmare to sell. And for me, if I don't mind a complex transformation, but being unable to transform it because it's just going to break to pieces or fall apart, like, no, thank you. So I don't even know if they do release one that is supposedly fixed. Like, I think I'm okay. I think I'm just going to this time come to the conclusion that my DX9 one is good enough, or whatever the Richtofen that I have is. I think it's DX9.
That's DX9,
Yeah. So, like, I'm fine with him. Like, he's a fun toy. He's fun to flip back and forth. He looks good. I do think that, I was looking at, I think I watched Bobby's video on it, where he compared them, and I was like, I do agree that the Fans Toys one, I think, looks better to me. But I think that the cost of the DX9 and not having to swap them out is, I think it's not that much better, right? So, yeah, and it sucks because I think going forward, there's a good chance that I don't necessarily grab the Fans Toys one if I'm happy. Like, if having all this stuff that you showed me about the Warthog, I was like, honestly, if this came out first and then Sea Spray was up next, I might not be pre-ordering Sea Spray. Like, honestly, like, I might have just been like, no, my X-Transbots one is fine, because that was a friggin' fantastic release, So
yeah, that was a good Sea Spray.
Yeah, and like, I still have it. Like, I still like it enough that I have not sold the X-Transbots one, but like, yeah, it's just definitely making me think, like, when I'm trying to think who else might come up. Bumblebee, like, I'm like, I don't know, like, I don't know, the Masterpiece one's kind of shit too, but I'm still like, I don't know if I would necessarily feel like I need to swap out for Fans Toys now, given that thing. So,
yeah, it's a rare miss, in my opinion, for Fans Toys. Is it a complete dumpster fire? No, it's not. My buddy Ryan, he got his and he didn't have any broken parts or missing parts. Robert, when in the group chat, Robert said, he thinks he looks fantastic. You can't tell all the red differences that much in robot mode, which is accurate. But remember, he said, I'm just not going to transform it.
Yeah,
I've seen too
exactly.
many horror stories.
Yeah.
And that's a problem to me. And
It
my
is a
buddy
problem.
Ryan transformed his, and his is fine. And then the other problem, so mine, to let everybody know, mine is missing a part. It's one of the faux engine pieces at the top of his lower leg, so kind of the side of the knee. So it's just missing. And it's just a part that pops in. There's no pin or anything. So I'm sure they'll replace that. But during transformation, his wing just fell off. No, I wasn't even touching the wing. I had him down on the table and I was working on his leg. And I kind of lifted him up and the wing just went thunk. And there are 2 screws that on a panel that hold the wing on. And the screws are still attached nice and tight to the wing. And they just freely, with 0 friction, move in and out of the holes. It's like the holes were made for the screw head to fit. It's like they're not even sized right at all. And then as I was playing with them some more, I'm like, well, I guess I'll just set that aside. The little piece that has the 2 screw holes is just attached with a pin, and it just fell right off too.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I get it. Sometimes things like that happen. Warpath had an issue. They sent out replacement parts. But then I got this thing. I got him into A10 mode, and it's like the mold is pretty nice. The way that they get him, he's kind of a chunky robot, which fits the cartoon. Jet mode, I guess, is a mixed bag depending on how you like your Power Glide to look. If you want him to look more like the chunky, super deformed A10, this isn't him.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely more realistic A10. It looks great. I kind of would prefer the chunky monkey A10 myself, but he does look like a fantastic mold, but the reds are shit.
Yeah.
He looks like that first or second car where you were like, yeah, I got a Camaro, but I got a yellow door and a red door because I got a cheap Camaro that's been in a couple accidents and I had to go, and then I've got like a Bondo trunk, or, it's like the reds, there's like 3 shades of red.
Yeah.
It's like in his wing, there's just a panel of a different red. It's like
that stuff, like that type of stuff. It's weird because it doesn't always bother me, and I recognize like when metal's painted versus when plastic's painted and stuff. Like the reds are different, largely because what paint will adhere to the metal is not necessarily the same as the plastic, and so it's different composition. But like, there's sometimes that like it annoys the ever loving shit out of me. Like I think it was X Transbots. They did Cliff Jumper, right? We had the big backpack, and then they did Hubcap. And like Cliff Jumper wasn't bad, but Hubcap looked like something was wrong with him. Like the yellow was so different on the hood, like it's just like you said, it looked like he got in an accident and like, it was like painted by some dude in his garage or something like that versus, professional body work done to it. And like, I remember I contacted TCP about it and they're like, sorry, send it back. We'll send you a new one, and we'll tell the manufacturer. So they did, and it came back, and I'm like, look, second one's like this too. I'm not gonna ask you to replace it or anything like that because that's not your fault, But definitely forward that along. Be like, what the hell? Like, why did you not match your paints better? So,
yeah, he's a little disappointing. I could easily see them coming out with the 2.0, and tweaking it, and I get it too. Painting plastic versus painting die cast, and sometimes even plastics, you have 2 different types of plastic can show up as 2 different colors.
Yeah, exactly. You got the ABS, your ABS, and like any other type of plastic out there,
PLA or something. Yeah,
exactly. It all kind of comes out different. Yep.
But I feel like maybe they could have gone the extra mile because it is Fans Toys and it is a masterpiece entry.
Yeah.
They could have made, let's make the wing out of the same type of material so the finish looks the same.
Yeah. And the big thing is like, a lot of these, especially Fans Toys, like you could eliminate a lot of that with a primer. Like if you put right primer down, a gray coat first, then it's uniform. So
That's true.
that's just all things you have to think about doing when you're top of the pecking order. So.
And this is maybe another discussion for another time, but I don't need a whole lot of diecast in my figures. I think diecast is overused sometimes.
I think that there's too many people who consider diecast a necessity. I think that it was great in G1. I don't think it's at all required for modern Transformers. If you're going to do it, it needs to be smartly done. And I think even then it can be a problem. Like Figuarts, a lot of them, they used to have like diecast in the feet. They still tend to have some diecast in some of them, but it's in the feet only because it weighs down the feet of the figure, which tends to make the figure more stable. And what I hate to see is when someone throws in diecast and they don't even consider where that diecast is going to go.
Right.
And like it's like, okay, so this thing is above the center of gravity, and he can't stand. Like
Right.
Yeah,
exactly. And Warpath, or Powerglide is small enough that I think you could get away without diecast.
Yeah.
Or just some in the legs to give him some heft, but keep it low.
And another thing that I think there's a lot of inconsideration on it is like diecast and plastic don't mesh well. Like diecast will wear away the plastic,
Yeah.
And it's dangerous to use diecast on joints and stuff like that because there's a very good chance that it's going to be breaking down the plastic. Like it's half the reason that your old G1 shit is all floppy now. Like it's all loose because things have worn away like that because of that interaction of diecast and plastic. So
Yeah. So like I'm sure you have Fans Toys Silverbolt, right?
yes.
So that when you transform him, he kind of explodes, and
Uh-huh.
there's that whole metal or diecast rail system in the middle that kind of keeps them all together.
Yeah.
Perfect use for diecast.
Exactly.
That's perfect. But it's not always necessary or done correctly. But
exactly, I'm with you 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm just disappointed because I have high standards for Fans Toys.
Yeah, it is disappointing because it always sucks when something that is like quote unquote at the pinnacle has a misstep, and I don't think it's bad necessarily that Fans Toys has made a mistake. Like I think also for fans it's also like a sobering reminder that even the good companies can make something bad, or not great. But
Right.
yeah, I mean it feels like it hurts that much more, especially like in my case, like they're practically the only thing I collect anymore. Like I collect New Age, I collect Fans Toys, and like once in a while I'm like, well, nobody else is doing punch counter punch. I guess I'm in for whatever Keith decides he wants to give me. So.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Like KFC and X-Trans bots, you get a miss from them, and you're kind of like, what do I expect? It's KFC or X-Trans bots. So.
And it's almost easier to swallow though with Keith because it's like his shit is like $90. It's like
True.
Okay. Like I mean Powerglide in the Fans Toys scheme of things is what he was like 129 something like that. What was he? 150?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
He was like 120 something I think.
Yeah.
And I'm like okay, like. He's still on a cheaper scale of what Fans Toys puts out, but like I could not imagine like that jazz that's coming out that I was like I am not getting. As much as it looks beautiful, I'm not spending $200 on a figure I already have, with some decos on it, and like if that jazz at $200 was as shit as the Warthog, I'm like I don't know what am I doing with my life. It's like that goes on like let's just say the limbs of Superion are $190 for the next jet, like so I'm gonna be paying $400 for the next the last two parts of my combiner or whatever, and like if they're equally as bad and like explode, like I don't know, it's not going to feel very good and not going to make me feel confident on the purchase. So that's why it just kind of hurts all that much more. And like Keith, like yeah, it sucks with Keith, but it's like at the end of the day, like I mean, not that $90 is anything to like scoff at and be like whatever, $90, but like it hurts less than Fans Toys hurts what it hurts,
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And going back to the die cast just real quick, because I've got Power Glide right here.
Mm-hmm.
So his knees are a real treat. They'll bend about, I don't know, what is that, 30 degrees or so. And then you can kind of pull them to bend all the way 90 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of pulls the knee out. And then if you want to straighten his leg, you just got to like straighten his leg and push it back up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a double joint. No ratchets. So if I hold mine up and I lay him down, like just hold his back and lay him down, his right leg at the knee just goes, ooh.
Yeah.
And it's because that joint is just a friction joint. And he's got some die cast in his feet and his legs, and it just weighs that down. And so I've transformed him to jet and back. And even his ankle's his ankle's a little loose even.
Yeah.
And it's not like I've roughhoused him or anything, or transformed him 50 times. And it's like, yeah, his knee's already loose, and it might be because his legs are heavy.
Yeah.
The lower legs,
Sure.
For a friction joint. If there was ratchets in there,
it wouldn't be a problem, yeah.
But by design, that would be real tough, because his knees on those like pull out joints are pretty small. So it would be tough to put a ratchet in there, but
well, and then that leads you to the question, 5-10 years from now, what's that knee going to look like then? With just friction. Like, I mean, plastic changes over time, It's probably not going to hold up, honestly. So, I mean, I'm dealing with that stuff with the fans hobby Power Master Prime. Like, he's so weak anymore because we didn't get the upgraded parts for being first time, or their original backers, original buy-in people of this thing, and we didn't get the upgraded parts. Like, it sucks.
Yeah,
like
the first run.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
A little disappointed, but
hopefully they pick themselves back up, and I think Pipes just released. I'll be looking forward to seeing reviews of him. I'm just gonna leave mine I ordered mine from TF Source because I missed out on Chosen Prime or whatever, and I'm like, damn it, I need 150 so I can just get the free shipping, because I feel like $12 is kind of crazy from TF Source. I'm like, whatever, we can wait.
Exactly.
So yeah.
I
might at this point I might wait for all three things I pre-order, because then I don't need to I don't need to ship any one of them for their ridiculously overpriced shipping. So.
Or keep waiting.
Yeah.
The next thing to get. Yeah.
Exactly. The next thing I miss out on.
I technically do have Pipes, but I haven't opened them yet. My buddy Ryan, that I've mentioned a few times, is a real good friend of mine. He and I do like an unboxing.
Yeah.
Because we live across the country, so that's kind of, time to catch up. And yeah. So I'm waiting for him to get his, and so Pipes will be on my next show's.
Very
what's
nice.
new, or
a little spoiler ahead of the show.
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, I think Huffer was really well done.
Yeah,
and I've heard good things about Pipes. So.
Yeah. I don't think we have anything really to worry about with Pipes, honestly, since Huffer was fine. So, yeah, I think we'll be okay. I think my biggest concern from this point out, what are we waiting for? Let me see. So TF Source, I've got Pipes pre-ordered. I've got, what else did I miss out on? And why is I guess people don't use TF Source like they used to, because
I use them for their sales.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. Okay. What do I have on this thing? Oh, okay. So Gears and Swerve are the next two things that I've got on there, because I missed the pre-orders on all of those. I'm not super worried about them. I think they'll be okay. I'm actually more worried about the upcoming aerial bots now that Warthog was no good. I think I'm more worried about them than anything else. But
so I feel like they have, I don't know if it's different designers or different design crews. Like
they definitely do.
Like Galvatron, their Cyclonus. Amazing.
Yeah.
If every figure came out like that, Sovereign, like Cyclone or Galvatron, I don't think they could be stopped.
Yeah. Same thing. I would put their 6-shot on there. Like, he was really well made.
Really good.
He's very tiring to transform in all 6 modes. I think I got through like 4 of them. I'm like, I'm done. I'm good. Just put him back to his robot mode, and like, I'm done. But like, I mean, he's well designed and holds up well, and I don't feel like he's gonna break. So, Yeah.
Yeah, but Power Glide does feel like Warpath.
Yeah. Yeah, Warpath is not my favorite figure that they've ever put out either. So. Yeah.
So we've got Cliff Jumper coming, Gears, Swerve, Scourge, Chrome Dome, but
I
I
wonder
think
if I
he's
have
pretty
a
far
pre-order of Cliff Jumper. I don't know if I got a pre-order for him.
Oh wait, no, what am I saying? He's already out. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I have him in my house.
No, I'm an idiot. I'm the one who said
we're both idiots. Two idiots talk. There's
we're
the
two
episode.
idiots talking. Why are you guys listening? We're
two idiots talking. There we go. Now I don't have to think of a show name. There it is.
Perfect. Ultra Magnus and Optimus too.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I feel like they'll be good though. I mean, like,
I feel like you can't screw those up. It's like Galvatron. You can't put out a dud Galvatron.
Exactly.
You need your A team. You need B.A. Baracus on that.
Exactly. 100%. Look at this. This is what you're talking about, the Red Swarm, when you had said the customer appreciation shit, huh?
Yeah, so that's not in our notes, but we can talk about it briefly. TF Source has a customer appreciation week.
Uh-huh. We appreciate you spending your money here. Please spend some more.
Yeah, and they announced an exclusive for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a Make Toys. Guess what? Another Seeker repaint.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I think they need
which
to
I've got
change
issues with their Seekers. Like, I'm so happy I finished the Coneheads, and I don't know if I said it on the show. I'm pretty sure I said it on the show, but if I don't know. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but I'm going to put it out here anyway. Why the fuck did you switch the hands on the last two releases? You know, like, you decided you needed to have these stupid articulated fingers on them, which fuck up the whole hand transformation on the last two. They don't transform as nice as the previous fucking 4 of them you've put out do. Like, why? Why did you make that change on the last two releases? So now, if they're all sitting in robot mode, you know, you got to hide the hands of the last two because it doesn't look like the other releases you put out. Like, how fucking stupid. Like, they're like, oh, it's 2023 and it's been 6 years since we put out our Seekers. I better go ahead and change the aesthetic completely because that'll make people happy. Like,
it's those Seekers are the Seekers that didn't get the manicure, so they keep their hands in their pockets.
Yeah,
so
like, I want to be like, hey, you got any of them old heads you could send me? Like, could I just, like, put them on? Like,
can I get some old hands over here?
Yeah, or can you send me, 4 other pairs of modern hands? Like, whatever. Like, I don't care how you fix it, just fix it. But I mean, the grand scheme of things, I guess it's not worth complaining about, but it's stupid. Like, what the hell? Like, you had to actively spend more money to give us articulated hands for no benefit. So,
yeah.
And there's probably other people who are like, you shut up, man. I love my articulated hands. Like, I can't fucking stand articulated hands on Masterpiece figures. The only figures that I think should have articulated fingers like that is fucking Combiners and bigger. So, I just don't think they look good.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
well, sometimes they look like crap.
There are instances where they are done right. I don't think this is one of them, honestly, because, like, they definitely, like, you manipulate it the wrong way and, like, one of the fingers pops out of the hand and stuff like that. And, like, that to me is a problem. So,
yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
Well, so I guess we could throw this as third-party news, but they do have a Red Swarm, which is a repaint of their Seeker mold from Make Toys or Make Toys.
And it's the original set of Seekers, original, but it's the Starscream version of the mold, not any of the Conehead versions of the mold.
Yeah. So this is like the 473rd.2nd.
What is this pose? What the fuck is he doing here? Hold on. Can I copy image address? Like, what is this? Yeah, okay, it's opening here. Facebook. Here we go. I'm dating myself. All our young listeners are like, Facebook, ew, old people.
Yeah.
Do we have young listeners? I don't know. Look at this picture. And, like, who the fuck posed this? And what's he doing? Like, I get that the feet are supposed to be kind of, like, angled back or something like that, but, like, they look so fucking stupid.
Yeah, I don't know what this pose is.
It looks ridiculously dumb.
So I only have one release of this mold, and I got it at a TFCon. It was an exclusive. It's the G2 Starscream.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, okay, I have some G2 masterpieces. This will be a neat
Sure.
thing to have on a shelf. And I guess I'm in the minority here, but most people love the Seeker mold. This has been that G2 Starscream was well before MP52.
Yeah.
The new Takara version. And I'm just not impressed with it at all.
Yeah.
And my biggest problem is the knees.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a nice, strong knee ratchet for the actual knee. But then right there is a joint for transformation. And mine pops out so much that when you try to articulate the knee, you're using that other joint, and then it's just floppy.
Yeah, I never really had any problems with mine. Yeah, but I could see, and I have not messed with the modern MP Starscream and stuff to kind of compare it to. I know I have Thundercracker here. Thank you, Robert. But I still have not messed with it, and part of me is afraid to because I don't want to be back in on 6 more Seekers.
Yeah.
Like that. The whole reason I'm not interested is I just don't want to. I don't want to do any more Seekers. I'm done. I'm done with this journey. I've been here for a while, and this was such an upgrade to the original set of MP that I'm like, this is good. I like it, and so far so good. I haven't had the knee issue that you've had. But yeah, I could definitely see that being an issue. You know what's weird about this? Hold on a second. That picture I sent you. Yep. I think so. It looks like that picture. Wait a second. This Starscream has the old style hands.
The Red Swarm?
Yeah, I don't think he has the fully articulated fingers. He's got the pinned pinky or pointer finger, and then the other 3 are on a single bar, which is how the old style was. So what the fuck? You only changed it for the 2 Seekers? That's it? Are the 2 cone heads, and you didn't use it for this retool? Oh my god. Make toy. Yeah, make toys. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Anyway, let's get on to some news. We got news, right? Let's do news.
Yeah.
Okay, we started. New third-party company, W Resources, has a 4-foot tall Iron Fortress, a.k.a. Metroplex. Is this the 3D printed thing?
No, that's Like Toys.
Oh, God. Okay.
So, I saw somebody posted that this was Lewin Resources. Remember, they're the ones that made that ridiculously oversized MP10. It's like 2 foot tall or something.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen anything else linking that. So this thing is just over 47 inches, or maybe it's 47 point something to the top of the head, and then the guns and such stick up a little more, but it's massive. It looks like a heavy, I don't want to call it retool, but a KO of Generations Metroplex.
It does, yeah. There's a lot of it that looks very, very reused.
Yeah. It's definitely, they had that sitting there when they designed it,
Yeah.
Maybe added some articulation and such.
So if I'm honest with you, I don't like it.
I'm not a huge fan either.
I think it's not Metroplex. I look at it and it's Metroplex, but it's not G1 Metroplex to me. It's very, very stylized, That's not saying that it looks bad. It's just, to me, it doesn't scratch that Metroplex itch that I would be looking for. Yeah, I wouldn't get it, but I don't fault anyone who thinks it does look good. I don't like it though. To me, it's too. I don't want to say it's movie-esque because the face is very not, but there's so much stuff all over him to me that it just doesn't feel right. I don't know.
It looks very chug.
Yeah, I can see that. So, and the other thing is 4 feet tall. Where the fuck am I putting this thing? Realistically speaking, I said the same thing about Fans Toys, who I am still 100% convinced that they're just for putting out the head for their Fort Max, and I don't think we're ever gonna actually see a Fort Max from them. So if you're holding on to that dream, keep waiting. I don't think it's happening, but whatever. But like realistically speaking, who has room for that anymore? Like I would love to have the GI Joe flag here in my house, but like realistically speaking, where the fuck is it gonna go? You know, like yeah.
Well, see, what you're gonna do is you're gonna stop Fans Toys, and you're just gonna do Legends and that mansion you mentioned.
Right. Yeah. Well, see, if
go.
I was in that group, then okay, maybe, because now I've got this 4-foot Metroplex that looks great as an actual city for my fucking Legends. Like
Yeah.
there you go. I need to get rich and die trying, I guess, or whatever it is.
and so, for point of discussion on this guy, he is up for pre-order on Bombusby, which is like a Show Z, of course.
Yep.
For those who aren't aware.
The first time I ordered from them, like, this sounds super scammy.
It does.
Like, it just sounds like one of those websites that just disappears and takes my money. But they were great. I ordered from them. I'm like, whatever, we're gonna try, and yeah, they were great. But
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
I ordered a couple times from them. But he's up there for $555.
all things considered, for a 4-foot tall Transformer, that's not bad. I do wonder, is he going to be shipped in pieces, so you have to put them together yourself, so he's not shipped in a box that's going to cost $1,000 to send, or what's going to happen? But yeah, all things considered, that's not bad.
Yeah, but that's not including shipping.
Yeah.
I bet it's $100 or $150 easy to ship.
Easily.
Yeah. So he's probably a $700 figure.
Yeah.
Based on that versus like Unicron, though,
Yeah.
not a terrible price still.
No, it's not. It's not a terrible price, but like, I do have to think about, like, in my house, like this thing's gonna be big unless I do my dream of having a mansion where I just have the room. That is the battle scene. Like, there's just no place that this fits in my room, like, at all. So, I look forward to reviews when it comes out.
Yeah, this is a pass for me. If it was more G1 like the Like Toys looks, maybe.
Yeah.
I'd want to see more about it, but I'm just not down with this aesthetic. And
yeah, the aesthetic does it in, and like the size, and like the same thing, like even Fans Toys. If that Fort Max does come to be a thing, and it's like super G1-y and looks great, like that's awesome. I still don't have the room for it. Like, the absolute limit of what I probably have room for is, like the modern combiners and like Fans Toys Omega Supreme. Like, past that, I'm like, I don't have room to display this stuff. So, yeah. But, I look forward, like I said, I look forward to seeing the reviews on it. And if you're getting it, please let us know how you like it. So, next up, old news for used news. Used hobby land legend scale Metroplex. Okay. So now there's another Metroplex. It's all coming up Metroplex today.
It's Metroplex Day. Now, this is old news, technically, but I hadn't seen it. I don't think it was discussed on the show.
I don't recall ever seeing this.
Yeah, so I thought, okay.
Yeah.
This is kind of cool. Now, this is very G1.
Very much so, yeah.
Looking. And if you look at the second link, there's more pictures of an actual prototype.
Okay.
With Magic Square. Yeah, Magic Square Devastator. And
I mean, that's pretty cool looking. That's not bad looking overall.
Yeah.
It's hard to say from these pictures. No, it's I don't know. I can't tell. I'm looking at his left hand side. You know how on Metroplex it has that gun that flips out, of that helicopter side piece.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's got it there, because one picture there's definitely looks like cannons there, and then the next picture it looks like it's missing. So that's cool. I mean, I don't know. He looks pretty decent.
Yeah. I think he looks good.
Oh, there. Okay, there it is. So that gun pops up differently. And look, they got a little. Is that a Magic Square? Or is that a New Age Bumblebee inside the gun? I think he looks a little silly sitting underneath the gun, but it is what it is. It's fine.
Yeah. I think then those last pictures, that's a New Age Cliff Jumper, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, I believe so.
And that is
That is not the New Age Hound. Is that the Magic
That's
Square
the
one?
Magic Square Hound, yeah.
Yeah, actually, is that New Age Cliff Jumper? Or is that Magic Square Cliff Jumper? I think it's... Hold on. No, that's Magic Square. Yeah, it's Magic Square because I'm looking at the bottom picture where they have Ironhide doing sick leaps out of the...
Wait, which one is this?
Yeah, this is like the last picture there. Like Ironhide is most definitely coming straight out of that chest cavity, and like the wheels aren't touching the ramp at all, so it looks like he's doing like a sick jump, bro.
Yeah.
Um,
Or he's stuck.
Yeah, he's stuck. Guys, I'm stuck in his tits.
But Prime.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. It looks cool. I like all these I like the G1 city mode. That said, for me, I still am not sure if I would upgrade my Make Toys Utopia, who is very stylized. Let's not get it wrong there, but I don't know. I like my Make Toys Utopia, so we'll see. Maybe this will get the trade out. I don't know.
That's a figure I've not messed with, but I've heard good things about Utopia.
Yeah, so I did not get Utopia with the original run. I had a listener of Shattercast Uncut actually gave me a ridiculously good price on Make Toys Utopia, and he's like, I don't want it, and I want it to go to someone who's going to really love it, so I'm going to sell it for what I paid for it. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yes. I'm like, I will take it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And like there was like a small issue with it, like nothing that like I would say is worth, dinging any money off of it. And like, I got it for a ridiculously good price, and like I'm like, I love this figure. It's really well done. So definitely a fan of Utopia. If Make Toys wanted to re-release that, I think that would sell well, especially in the age of Legends. So
yeah, it's not a secret, so they're not doing it anymore.
Exactly. Well, they could slap some friggin' wings on it and be like City Seeker.
City Seeker. Speaking of slapping some wings on it, if you go to that first link on this Metroplex and you scroll down to the bottom of that first post, there's a third link. It says pre-order bonus. If you pre-order, you get a tiny Legend scale wing blade.
Oh, wait. Okay. Pre-order. Why wing blade?
I have no idea, because it's a very G1. Somebody put a picture of some of the artwork.
Like, Wingblade is such a weird thing to include because she's not G1. Nothing about her aesthetic is G1. Like, don't get me wrong. I got whichever company, Big Bird fan company toy, whatever. I don't know what the fuck they call it. That Wingblade that came out, and like she looks nice with the MP shelf because they're more realistic looking cars. But like when it comes to the Legends that are very cartoony accurate, like she is not fitting that bill to me. I don't know. This is all in gray, so I could be wrong. She could look completely like if G1 cartoon. But why her? Why not like?
Somebody asked that in the comments. If you scroll down, and there's a picture from the IDW days with her and Metroplex, and I guess those are some comics I haven't read. She's partnered with him a bunch.
I suppose the only thing I could say though is I would rather her be the pre-order bonus than like Scamper and Slammer and Six Gun. Suck. Like I would rather them be things that are packed in with Metroplex. So, or at least separate to Metroplex, not necessarily pre-order bonus only. So,
yeah, I agree.
Which I'm surprised. I've got I think I had Oscar actually take some of those Micromasters, and I have a Slammer and a Scamper. But I would really love a appropriate Legend scale Scamper and Slammer. That'd be nice. I know who was it? Iron Factory. They did them. They did Six Gun and Slammer. But I think I missed those. And I think that ship has sailed. I don't think I'm going to be able to get them reasonably.
I have those too. Manacle and I don't remember what the set was. It's like Manacle and Shackle or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And they're nice. I mean, Slammer doesn't have to transform.
Yeah.
You know, because the
Exactly.
G1 toy never did, but he does, and it's nice. And Six Gun's a nice little figure too. Those are some early Iron Factory.
They really are.
But they're well done.
Iron Factory. I don't know what they're even called, but
I think the one is called Manacle for some reason. Let me look. Iron Factory.
I feel like I've
Turrets and Manacle.
Oh yeah, I missed out on them. I'm not spending $180 for 2 Legends. Nope. Sorry.
Oh, you can hold on. They're on sale at TF Source, in stock and ready to ship for $140.
No, it's too much. I'm good.
That is way over what they retailed for.
Yeah. No, thank you. Oh
Yeah.
well.
Fun little set.
What?
I said a fun little set.
Yeah, I would like to get them. Reissue them, Iron Factory. I'd like to get a set of them, but whatever. Someday, my Legends. You know, if this new company comes with a Legend Scamper and Slammer, I may buy your Metroplex just because. So
the one picture, it looks like Slammer is there in the city mode because he's part of the tower, but there's no sign of Six Gun or Scamper.
I'm looking to see if I see Slammer. Oh yeah, I see Slammer. Okay, yeah, I see him as the tower, so he's definitely there. That's cool.
I don't see him in tank mode anywhere, but
yeah. It also I mean, hopefully that ends up working like it should, but we'll see.
Yeah.
All I know is that like Metroplex, like Scamper was, as a kid, Scamper was like one of my favorite figures I owned, just because he went in the giant city bot and like he was just like I don't even know how the hell I still have that toy with both its arms and stuff, like because I would take that thing with me everywhere because he was just like a small fun little bot to transform back and forth. Like only took like a second, and he popped his arms on and off, and somehow I still have all his pieces. I don't know. Miracle.
Impressive.
Anyway, what's next? Moving on, we have Mad Max Beyond Bumbledome, aka Fury B, by Pangu Toys. So what is this? This is a big mess of toy. Oh, okay. So, he's a Camaro with spikes and shit all over him, just like you were saying.
Yeah, and armored doors and
windows and all that stuff. Yeah.
I mean, when you get to the vehicle mode, he looks cool.
The vehicle mode does look cool. I will give it that.
I don't necessarily get it. Like, okay, he's cool.
I think the robot mode does not look very good, personally.
Yeah, it's okay.
He's got too much shit on his back.
He does.
Yeah, there's the one picture with him like flying through the air, and it doesn't look like, maybe he does. Let me see. He still has the little like cow catcher thing over the back of his head. I don't know. It's cool if you're into it, but like, I'm not into the movie aesthetic that much anyway. That I'm not like, this is something I need to own.
Yeah, I agree. Now, when I first saw this, I actually saw a gray prototype of the car mode, and I was like, oh man, somebody's doing like a new take on Lockdown.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I could see that. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, like a Lockdown that was kind of in this style. Now that would
I could see that. And like what I would try to do though is like all these little accessories though. Like I would form a really good vehicle, and like by all accounts, it looks like a decent vehicle. And I don't care about the armor on the window. You can keep that and keep it locked down. But like, the wheel spikes should come off. The cow catcher should come off. The rockets on the thing should come off. The big engine thing should be able to come off. And it's like, but now that's the base of Lockdown. And these are all this shit he stole from other Transformers that he bounty hunted, right? Because that's his shtick, right? He steals things from the bots that he's gone after. That's why in the show he had Ratchet's I can't remember what it was in the show. The little it made the engine, I believe, on him, right? Like
it did. It was his because Ratchet, and that was what was cool. The Ratchet toy had that spot on his
that you could put on his arm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like,
That-
I mean,
that would be
this would be cool as Lockdown. That would be really cool.
No.
Now, the robot would need to be different because this is just way too movie aesthetic. But I could see taking this car and making it more G1ified in the robot mode and having something really special here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it looks cool. I'll be watching the reviews on this one, too. I'm just not getting it. Like, it's not for me. But to each their own. Somebody out there is like, this is going to go great with my Swarm.
Now, you might change your mind if you look at the picture I just sent you.
All right.
I couldn't tell you a picture number, so I just sent you a link. But as you're going through,
Uh-huh.
a picture where he's kind of got his battle mask on and he's shooting up in the air a little bit.
Are you talking about the face that's on his
It's
dick?
the face. It's the face with the mouth on his dick. You can't unsee it.
Nope. No, he's like looks like he's got punched in the nose and like he's got his mouth like oh what happened? Yeah.
It's very much a Bayverse face too.
It is very very Bayverse. So
It's amazing.
not for me, but someone out there is gonna love it, and I will be watching your review. So can't wait to see that. They still function, and as they still function, and they posted a pic of Doubledealer's robot mode, DX9 Vasili. So yeah, DX9 has Doubledealer, and he looks good. So
Yeah, I figured since we talked about this little update last time we talked, they had only posted the chicken mode and the tank mode.
now,
And
is
the
this
missile
legend
carrier mode.
scaled? Is that
Yes,
okay?
it is.
Yeah.
And if you look at his hands, it's a dead giveaway too.
Yeah, I thought so, based on the 5mm pegs, but I don't know.
Now,
I've seen some weird things in my time.
Yeah. Now, what I don't know, I didn't find any real solid info on. Is he old school DX9 scale?
Yeah.
Or is he new age Magic Square?
Yeah, that'll be a good question. Because I definitely think they need to conform to the modern scale versus their original scale. Like at this point, you've been out of the game so long, people have moved on from that scale that you rightfully could have set, had
Yeah.
you kept going, but you didn't. You lapsed, so now you gotta make it in the scale of the other figures. Especially like your Prime and stuff is not readily available on the market, so.
Right.
People buying this are going to be fulfilling a different collection at this point. So,
Yeah. And I think they're smart in doing a character nobody's touched yet in Legends.
Mhm.
And I think it would be an absolute epic fail if they didn't follow suit with the proper scale.
now the
current
question is, will they
Legends.
go Magic Square or New Age scale? Because there is a scale discrepancy between them. But we'll see, I guess.
There is. I think with Doubledealer, you might be able to get away with trying to put something that shoehorns into both.
Yes, you can. Yeah, he's kind of like the
So-
Dinobots, where if you make them bigger than everything, it'll be fine. And Doubledealer,
Yeah.
I feel like, is kind of the same way. Like you're not gonna look at him weird if he's bigger than the DX9 or the Magic Square, and you're not gonna look at him weird if he's bigger than New Age. So
Yeah. And he's kind of a one-off. There's not like,
Yeah.
oh, well, this guy was always with them and he's always the same size. Or,
exactly,
so
exactly. You
kind
don't
of get away with it. a
you don't have to deal with figuring out what scale you're making your wheel jack.
little. Right.
So, yeah. No, I think it's cool. So I'm glad to see that it's still coming, and we'll see. DX9, you were good company. You were a decent third party company. So
Yeah. And apparently I've seen a bunch of posts that their Sunicons are going back up for pre-order soon. So I guess maybe they're back. I don't know.
interesting. They're the ones who, their Motormaster had the ridiculously long trailer, right?
Yes.
Okay. I mean,
And they're
not that Fans Toys isn't going to have a ridiculously long trailer with the fact that it's 2 trailers, but I mean, whatever.
but at least that's realistic.
Yeah.
They're also the company who put out their very last Sunicon and then said, "Hey guys, we're out." And when they
Yeah.
did it, they were like, "You know what? Fuck everything. This is DX9 drag strip
Mm-hmm.
because fuck you, Hasbro." They didn't care.
Yeah.
But now they're back, so it's interesting.
It is interesting. I still one of the figures that I think has not gotten any particular care in the third party world or any of the world is Sandstorm, and DX9 is one of the only people. I think it was Unique Toys which was their sister brand.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Smarter.
I mean, I still have that figure, and it's pretty not good. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's the
it
only.
looks good in helicopter mode, and the other two modes are like,
Uh-huh.
Not good.
He's mostly okay in robot mode, but someone really could do a better Sandstorm.
Yeah, I saw somebody take his robot mode and paint it more cartoon accurate, which kind of messes up, I think, both the other modes. But
I can imagine,
it looks a lot better.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but like DX9, was it DX9 or Unique Toys who made Terror and the Rodimus?
DX9.
Yeah, like that's a good figure. Like that's, in my opinion, like, you know, one of the best Rodimuses we've ever gotten, honestly.
Yeah, I never had Carrie, but I did get Terror for a while. I think I sold him.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I sold him at Chicago, but that's a solid figure.
He is. He's fun to transform. He's relatively easy to transform. He looks good, you know, like I think the only thing that he could have benefited from, honestly, is like some better paint on him. Would have been, you know, make him feel more MP with some paint and stuff like that than just kind of the flat plastics had. But I mean, he's a good figure.
Which didn't they release like last year or something, a reissue of him that had premium paint?
You know, I think you might be right. At that point, I wasn't really noticing because I had kind of moved on from that stuff and I already had one. So like I wasn't going to swap them out for better paint. But yeah, I think you're right.
And he was very Studio Ox looking. He had the big wing. It's a really well done figure. Really great mold.
Yeah. I really I mean, they were on the tier of third party companies that I cared about back in the day. So I hope they do come back because I think that they legit are capable. So
yep, I agree.
All right, what's next? Tiny Bam, Tiny Boom, Tiny Wow, MPHStudios Legend Class Warpath. So that's Warpath.
That's Warpath. There's not a whole lot of details on him yet, but I don't know of any other Legend scale Warpaths except for the Iron Factory, but he's more of a stylized Cybertron mode, I believe.
This is one of those situations, and I assume that the arms look not great because this is a prototype and we don't want to bend it too much, otherwise it's going to probably destroy the plastic. I hope that's the case. Because the arms, there's a lot going on those arms. So
it looks like the forearms are not
finished. They're not closed off.
Finished. Yeah.
And you can tell from some of the things, like this is very much prototype plastics and stuff like that. So there's probably a reason that they're not closed, and they're probably going to close in the when it's all said and done. I will say, I feel like the arms look too chunky in a way. Like they look so simplistic, and it might not be bad on a Legends, honestly. But it's very, very bulky and blocky, which is probably part of what it should look like. But I don't know. It looks unfinished to some extent.
And the way his arms aren't articulated, it looks like they have elbow articulation, but they're not bent at the elbow in any of the pictures.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes me think that this is not a finalized design, but
yeah,
maybe it'll look better when they do bend.
Yeah, exactly. So, and like it doesn't look like and I do have questions because like the way the elbow joint looks like it connects, like it doesn't look like you could actually rotate it without it banging into the other pieces of plastic and stuff like that. But I mean, that's what the test is for, right? You're gonna put it all together, see how it works, and see what you need to change. So by all purposes, like, you know, this may look better when it's actually done. It doesn't look horrible, all things considered, but it looks like it's got some work to go.
Yeah, I agree. It looks promising.
Yeah.
So.
I do hope that whatever this is on his back folds up a little bit nicer, though. I don't like the silhouette of having those two circles over his shoulders.
Yeah, like if that could just fold in half or slide down a little, it would be better.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, we'll see.
Yep, indeed.
Got a long way to go.
It does. You're making me feel dirty for this next one. Amazing engineering at taking a permanent break from the show scale. Magic Square Vortex. All right.
There's two links there. Just because there's some, really fancy photos.
Uh-huh.
He looks fantastic.
He does look fantastic. I feel like I need to get in on these Magic Square Combaticons, honestly.
I have the first three, and I don't have any regrets. No regrets.
No regrets. Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably have to get in on it eventually. They really look good. Honestly, Vortex looks great, especially in the robot mode. I think the helicopter. I've never really been a fan of his particular helicopter. I think it looks good for what it is, but like the robot mode looks ridiculously good. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to have to do
great.
it, but I'm gonna have to do it, aren't I? Fuck you, man.
You're responsible for me getting New Age Omega.
Yeah, I know.
Praise,
I know.
So
I gotta pay it for it somehow.
This is payback.
Uh-huh.
It is interesting. So it looks like in the second link, if you go through the pictures, there's a picture of what looks like everything he comes with. And it looks like he comes with the chest minus the chest plate, the left hand, and the head of Bruticus.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting. I guess we're going to get the right hand chest plate and then I guess the crotch and thighs with blast off.
Yeah.
But even that combined mode looks pretty great.
It does. It's really looking good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. There's a Magic Square website. I know that. I'm gonna have to look into that and probably get these. Damn it, it's fine.
They are complex. Like the transformation is like grab a spudger and sit down and watch some TV for half an hour or so because you're gonna be there a while.
Yeah.
Lots of little panels and such and getting things just right. But the alt mode and the robot mode of the three that are out are all well worth it. Swindle, Brawl, and Onslaught are the three that are out, and they're great. So,
yeah. Well, this one's looking like it's going to be great too. So,
and they're doing cartoon and toy releases almost simultaneously. The cartoon's coming out first, and then the toy seems to be coming out within weeks later.
Okay.
Of each figure. So,
yeah, I will say, when it came to, I think that the Magic Square Menasor, I think he looks great. I've had some issues with the way things tabbed in the vehicle modes, but it doesn't look like that necessarily is the case here, from what I can see. So, I don't know. I think I gotta get him. We'll see.
It's a recommend for me.
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
Honestly, I need New Age to start putting out their combiners, right? Like, the thing that makes me want to get in on this, right, is that New Age has not done anything but Devastator yet. Even though they've showed us pictures that Menasor is coming, right? Like,
yes.
Then put it out and show me that I can be like, I don't need this Bruticus because when New Age does one, it'll be amazing. Like, that's all I need. That's all I need. Just show me it. And, like, I get that to an extent with Devastator, but, like, the problem is you've teased, Breakdown 2 years ago now, something like that, and it's not out. So that's, like, why that faith of, like, oh, I need this thing is not there for me. So.
Yeah, I remember when they teased it and then thinking, like, man, when is this coming? Because they haven't even shown anything about him yet.
Yeah.
Or again since.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I'm surprised at none of the, like, TF cons or anything that we've seen anything about this, honestly. So
yeah,
it's weird. It's very strange. But whatever, we'll see. So this looks good. I may have to double back on them. I think they're still pretty reasonably priced. So
they are, especially on the Magic Square site.
Yeah, exactly.
And even Show Z is not much.
Send me the Magic Square site, and I may have to find the extra money to pick them up. I'm in the process of spending all my money to fix the damn floor in my basement, so money is tight right now. So we have to decide what does and does not make its way into this house right now. Anyway, moving on. Official news, right? Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Studio Series Rise of the GI Joe Accelerator Suits Noah.
I mean, that's what that movie was about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this exists.
Yeah, what's the thing?
This guy, Noah.
What's that?
Noah.
I guess so. I don't know. I didn't watch the movie yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is Noah.
You're on your own.
Oh, well, so I forgot you haven't watched it yet.
I have not yet. Soon.
Yeah, so
Does Noah have Optimus Prime chest?
well, he has Mirage boobs.
Huh.
So spoiler alert.
Go ahead, spoil away. Spoil away.
I think you're fine, but spoiler alert to our fans.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been out for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Paramount Plus if you have that now too.
I don't have Paramount Plus. Oh well.
Yeah. So Noah at one point takes the body of. It starts with like a little gun. Mirage gives him a gun that he holds, and it transforms over his hand, and it's like a multi-tool. It's got your flashlight.
Is Noah Pete Davidson?
Oh no! Pete Davidson is just the voice of Jazz.
Oh,
Noah
okay.
is.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The main. Yeah, he's the main male lead of the human male lead. Yes. Yeah. I can't remember the actor's name. I apologize, but yeah, and then in the big battle at the end, Mirage sort of pseudo sacrifices himself to protect Noah.
Oh no, he leaves Pete Davidson. Oh no.
As Mirage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
they
no,
sacrifice
so
Pete Davidson, and he
funny guys
gives his body, parts of his body, to build literally. It looks and feels and seems like the Accelerator suit from the first GI Joe movie. And which, of course, then Noah helps Optimus Prime defeat Scourge.
Well, of course,
with his power suit. What this jet thing is, no clue. He does not have this crazy jet thing in the movie. I don't know what.
You know what this is? They had to slap it on because they're like, we charge how much for Marvel Legends? Oh, fuck, give them something else so we can justify the price tag. Okay.
This thing's got to transform. Put something on its back to make it look like a jet.
And then we can say that it has like parts count and like steps, and then it's got more parts than the Marvel Legends, so that's why it's more expensive, fuckers. So shut up.
I'm gonna be real happy though if Rise of the Beast was just a whole way to shoehorn in an explanation of what the Accelerator suits were in the first GI Joe movie. Since it takes place before. Anyway. Yeah, so then at the end of the movie, he appears to still have the suit. It's like kind of hanging up or sitting up against a wall. And then he repairs Mirage.
Jirage.
And Jirage. And Mirage is back. So he still has the suit and Mirage is back. So I can only assume. And then, of course, everybody knows the big ending is G.I. Joe wants to recruit him. So I can only assume he's going to use that suit later. So I guess this is the toy for that.
All right.
Great. It exists.
I'm
it's a thing.
Happy. Oh, so good. I've never seen a Transformer that transforms so much like when he lies down on his face and attaches a plane to his back. It's fucking amazing. I can't wait for this thing to be in store for $15 because that's what it'll like. I feel a little bad because like I'm being sarcastic, but on the same time, like that's what fucking real Hasbro Legends cost nowadays, and it's kind of insulting. I don't know. Like I can't even buy these for my kids because I'm like, no, we're not paying $15 for this thing. Like no, no. I'll go to my house and I'll go find some toys that I bought years ago that are sitting in a bin, and you can have them. At least I won't worry about them snapping and making shards of plastic in your eyes. So. No, sorry. Ridiculous. All right, what's next? The rise. Oh wait, hold on, we got that. Wait, no,
that's another
one. The
one.
rise of GI Joe Accelerator Suits news continues with a full gallery of Studio Series Jirage, Jirage.
Yeah, I'll fix that.
Yeah, come on, get it right. So this one interests me just because I like the car mode. And other than that, I don't give a shit about this character.
Although, I hope that it needs a little help transforming, because even that first picture, it's like he just started transforming and the panels started coming open.
Agreed. Yeah, I hope that it needs to be kind of clipped in a little better. I haven't really looked at the movie and stuff. Too much, but like the robot mode doesn't feel like it looks right to me. I don't know.
You see the Mirage boobs now that Accelerator suit Noah had?
Yeah, I can see Mirage boobs. I don't know. We'll see. This will be a question mark for me. Because I do like Porsches, and we can put some stickers on and make them jazz. But
those feet though. What's going on with the ankles and feet?
Yeah, that is a good question. Weird. Yeah, they like this is the thing. Like, it has this weird like cross. Like, it's not sure what it's from, right? Like, it looks like it's kind of G1. You know, it looks like it's kind of movieverse. Like, it looks very confused.
I think that's what they were trying to go for with the Bumblebee movie, and then
yeah. Like, I know Bumblebee movie tried to make it more of movie blended into G1, but like, I don't know, this it doesn't look good to me. Like, I really think his legs look stupid. I think his feet specifically look stupid.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of those feet.
Yeah,
and the ankles down. I mean, otherwise, I think he looks fine. He looks like pretty close to the movie, I would say, for a mainline, or, well, it's Studio Series, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, I'm glad they actually put him in Studio Series and decided that he was worthy of having his 2 tires. I hope Porsche was like, fuck you people, give him some good tires, because it looks stupid when you peg one backwards.
Yeah.
Because it actually looks good. It looks like if all these like panel lines like kind of squeeze together a little nicer, like, this is a pretty damn good looking Porsche. And yeah, I mean, I might get it just for that, right?
Yeah.
So,
I think you paint up those rims even.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I would do. I would, even if nothing else, just take like a silver Sharpie to it, just to give like some silver to the alloy rims to pick them out. Like, hell yeah, he'd look fine. So
look at pick 5.
5.
Not because of damn it, Mirage, but look at that prime.
Yeah. Where you can just see right through.
Wow.
Unreasonable robot expectations, Prime, with that thigh gap going on there. So.
Wow. Like, okay, so obviously on the left, those are his feet, just like bottom of feet together. They couldn't have those kind of
fold in and filled out everything. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I guess not. They could have had those accordion in, fill out the gap in the middle, and then have even the bottom of the foot unfold to have a trailer peg.
All that blue stuff behind the cab could have like swiveled down and filled in. Those things could have moved up and filled in, and he would have looked way better. But they're like, no, just what's the least we can do? So
it's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. Just
look, people only want to look at Optimus Prime in the picture 4 where you see the front of the truck. Nobody gives a shit about the back of the truck.
That's right.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's stupid. Whatever.
It does look, the car mode looks fantastic for especially again for a toy you're going to see on shelves at, Walmart and Target.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I hope I can find one because my Walmart sucks. So I might end up buying it just because I like the Porsche. We'll see.
I'll keep an eye out if you don't.
All right. Sounds good. Relive the 86 Transformers movie with your favorite characters like Rusty, Tanker, and General Blaze. One of his favorite scenes, like that time the Autobot train turned into a snake.
You think this is a joke? It's not.
The Ron Friedman full first draft of the movie is now available on the Sunbow Marvel archive. Very nice. So it's always nice to see where these archived things show up, because it is interesting pieces of history, but pretty funny though.
Yeah, and then there's a second link that goes directly to the script. So this is the first treatment that Ron Friedman put together, and it's completely different. All those things that are in the headline are true. There's all those characters, and there's an Autobot train that transforms eventually into a snake, and not knowing this version and knowing the version we all know, this seems like this batshit crazy version. And Jim Sorensen and Chris McFeely did a TFCon 2022 big panel about it. I think you can find it in 1 or 2, maybe 3 videos on YouTube. The panel is really great. I highly recommend going out and finding the panel. Jim and Chris are top-notch presenters and top-notch Transformer historians.
Yeah, absolutely.
But go read the script sometime. The whole script is there, and it's just fun to read. It's so it's almost like when you read fan fiction and you're like, this is so crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe it's entertaining, maybe it's crap. This is like, it's entertaining because it's real. It's a draft that Ron Friedman put in. There's like a planet Unicron, but I think the bad guy, the big bad, is called the Entity until the end.
I do recall that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a fun read. I haven't read the whole thing, to be honest, but I've read through a bunch of it. It's not the same version that has the Autobot combiner, what are they called? The Animaltrons or something.
Uh-huh.
That's a different draft. But,
that's fun though. I love that this type of stuff actually exists and gets uploaded. So
yeah,
it's very cool.
Yeah, and shout out to the Sunbow Marvel archive. Simon Lech and everybody else who contributes is keeping a lot of this stuff alive.
Yeah, it's nice because like we're getting to the point that like a lot of this stuff is going to be lost this end of time, right? Like if you don't archive it. So it's really cool to see that. And like, obviously the people that we grew up, listening, like it's been 30 years. Like these people are at the end of careers and lives and things like that. Like this is all disappearing sometime soon, like it's as much as it sucks to say it, like they're gone, So
yeah. And paper copies are all that exist of a lot of things.
Exactly.
Now,
and like
back then.
how long does the paper stay? Like even like I mean I got paper that's, from things that are old, but like if you're not preserving it right, like that shit deteriorates. So
yeah.
Yep. So very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. Thought that was pretty fun.
All right, your One Lazy Orphan Parks mini series, including Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, and Megatron. So I assume this is YOLO Park.
It is. I can only assume what their name stands for each time, right?
Yep. So like, I mean, fine. Like, I mean,
sure, they're fine.
They're fine.
I mean,
how much do these things need to be that you would give a shit about them?
I don't know. I mean, these are pretty small.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the ones we've looked at before, like that G1 Megatron, and even like the Rise of the Beast ones, are pretty detailed and look pretty fantastic. They're also, more pricey. These look like maybe fun things that, if they were actual model kits, you have to put together, which I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah.
They're 10 centimeters tall. So,
I mean, this looks, they're 10
inches.
10 centimeters. Yeah, that's not bad. So, like, this is the type of thing that, like, I could see, like, I don't go into the office anymore, but I could 100%, like, see if I was going into my office, this being something that, like, if it was, like, $10-15 picking this up to have a little, like, G1 Optimus on my desk,
Yeah.
Something like that. Like, something that I don't want to spend, whatever new age, like, Optimus is $110. Like, yeah, he's fantastic, but like, I don't want to bring $110 Optimus to my desk that like random Joe Cleaner decides he really likes Transformers and takes it,
Yeah. Or breaks it.
Yeah. Like I know in my office, like I've heard horror stories of people who collect Lego minifigures only to come in and be like, boom, the cleaning people took them all or lost them all or whatever, like whatever happened, they're gone now. And there's nothing you could do about it because it wasn't on any kind of camera or anything like that. So, too bad. So like this is the type of thing. Like if it was like $10 maybe, like I could see picking up them, like maybe 20 for the set. Like that'd be awesome. I'd be okay with that. I'm probably not buying them now because I don't go in the office, but I could see situations where I think these are pretty cool. And I think they look good. Like it looks like G1 animation Bumblebee. Megatron looks good too.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. If they do a Hound, I'll probably get it.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I'm not
like
in for the whole series.
That's another thing. I could see picking up like a favorite character out of these things. Like I'll get a Jazz, sure, why not? So, yeah.
Let's see. Are they listed anywhere price wise? I know there's a link here for like Alibaba and stuff, but $4 on Alibaba.
That's not bad. So like if it comes here, it probably could be like $10, I'd say, something like that.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I think these are like you said, these are nice little. Hey, you see it in the store, you might grab it just for fun.
Exactly.
Put it together.
Yeah, I agree.
Toss it on your desk to fiddle with. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have like right now on top of my desk, or it's on top of my monitor. I have, I don't know if you saw like I don't think they were called World's Smallest, but they were like the tiniest action figures, and they came in like a little like clamshell package type thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they get sold at like a lot of different places, dollar stores and big lots type things and stuff like that. And I've got Optimus and I've got Bumblebee. I don't have Starscream because I think he looks stupid because they decided they weren't going to paint him. But like Optimus and Bumblebee look fine, and like I could see having this instead of them. So yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I guess these were shown earlier and we missed it or something, or I missed it to put in here because there's apparently, if you look at that link at the top, there are some other G1 Wave 2 G1 figures in Wave 2 listed, like a Grimlock and Soundwave and Grimlock and Dino Mode.
Where do you see that?
If you go into the link at the very top, well, second paragraph, second set, it says revealed some weeks ago. You click on
that link. Okay.
Yeah. So that's my mistake. We missed it, but yeah, there's a Starscream and a Grimlock and Dino Mode and Soundwave.
I mean, it's pretty cool. Like I could see, especially if you were getting them cheap enough, like where you could fill out like a little G1 cast on a little corner of someplace. Yeah.
Yeah. Or a favorite character, or an Optimus and Megatron, or like a Blaster and Soundwave, or I don't see Blaster.
Maybe a set of Dinobots that looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like this. I think that's cool. I'm okay with it, and like seeing even $4 on Alibaba, like if this hits stateside and you're picking them up for $10 or less, like I think that's, in the grand scheme of today's toy market, I think that's reasonable. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right, let's see what's next. The last piece of news we have for tonight. Tired of your dirt cheap auto transforming Robert says Optimus Prime sitting on his butt in robot mode when not powered on. Well, tire not, friends. You can now spend more money to get a smart base for him. So it looks like, let's see, RoboSense realized the flaws of their ways. And
Yes.
Does it just screw into Optimus?
I don't know. There's not a whole lot of detail on this, but I think it's an interesting topic. And yeah, I was hoping Robert would see this and be on to discuss.
Enlighten us. Yeah.
Yeah, because he does have, I think,
all of them.
All of the releases.
Yeah. He's got Optimus. He's got the trailer. He's got Bumblebee. He's got his pre-order on Grimlock. God save his soul. I don't understand where he gets all his money, or doesn't realize he's making poor life choices, but whatever. That's Robert's money, not my money.
so really, folks, he's out working a street corner right now.
He probably is, honestly. I think, if I'm honest with you, I've seen some Breaking Bad and shit. I think he's like a Saul Goodman type lawyer, where he is laundering some money for cartels or something, because this dude has a lot of fucking money. But yeah, I mean, this would be interesting for Robert's take on it. So
yeah, I'm sure we'll get more details, because they're calling it a smart base, but there's no.
Yeah, what's interesting?
Does it charge it? Does it?
What's interesting is it looks like there's something on here where like the stand comes up and it looks like it's a screw or something hanging down there. Like, you see that?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be some kind of like little textured thing for you to like grip and release, but it would be interesting to know more about this, to see what it is. That said, I think you should have thought, like, how did this not come up on the original design of the toy?
That's kind of the other point. It's like both, and this works for either Optimus, the Elite or the flagship, which I don't know if Robert has the Elite. He's the smaller one.
No, he has the flagship, I think.
I know he has, for sure has a flagship.
Oh, you don't know if he has both of them. Yeah, I think he's only got the big one.
Okay. So, yeah, and I obviously this lights up. Not by the swirls, but the middle circle there looks like it lights up. And it almost looks like above the name is like a little display.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Maybe you push up on that little knob. It's like spring-loaded. You push up, and you can snap in either Optimus.
Yeah.
Maybe it charges him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe it's like you can plug in the base and it kind of works like a plugged-in version for the Prime. I don't know, but like it seems to me like there should have been this stuff like when you created this thing and you had like quote unquote play testers and stuff. They're like, it's really cool, but when I turn it off, it falls on the floor. Like, oh shit, yeah, we should do something about that.
Yeah,
you know, like like the fact that the solution is like spend more money. Like I don't know, that feels kind of shitty for spending $1,000 on this thing or whatever it is.
So I could see this going two different ways too. I could see this being like, oh, it's a $30 extra base that you can keep plugged in.
No way.
Plug them in. Or I could see them like, oh, this is a $300 base, and
yeah, it's a smart base. It keeps them from overcharging. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, now what would be cool? I don't think they're gonna do this, but what would be cool is if you could say, Optimus, go charge. And he walks over and gets on his base and
exactly, yeah.
That little spring-loaded thing. If it's spring-loaded, I'm all speculation.
And you can program the Optimus, you're being a little bitch. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. He walks over to his thing and just starts charging.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that would be cool. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but that would definitely be a cool thing that they could end up doing. Yeah, I don't know.
I do think at some point, maybe after Grimlock is out and Robert has his a discussion about some of these would be cool.
I think that'd be a great idea. So
yeah, was it worth it? Pros and cons.
How do you feel about it now, all these years later?
Yeah, I do have the flagship Optimus, and I played with him a little bit. And some friends came over and were like, oh, you get that Optimus? Let's see it. And he's been sitting in his case for months.
Yeah, it's exactly the fear that I was like, nope, I cannot, in good consciousness, buy this thing. Because, like, I'll be interested in him for, like, a day, and then that's that. So. Yeah.
I may get him out again. He is cool. It is neat.
Yeah, there's no way. Also, I mean, there's just no way that this thing is going to end up being cheap. Like, isn't the Optimus Prime trailer, like, ridiculously overpriced?
Yeah, I think the Optimus Prime trailer was $700 or something. Basically, flagship Optimus plus the trailer is right around the cost of Grimlock.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's all we got.
That's all we got.
That's all we got. It's a good show. We laughed. We cried. We wondered why people did what they do. We outed Robert. We should probably, I mean, hey, if there's no more shows after this one, you know we were on the money with what Robert actually does. Yeah, the cartel's after us. We're going to be in hiatus. We'll see you then. I don't know. But, yeah, that's it. So hopefully we have more people on soon. I know Robert is busy with end of summer stuff before school starts and his children go back. So we should hopefully be seeing Robert soon. As far as I know, Oscar's sister only has a birthday once a year, so I think we'll probably be okay. Again, happy belated by the time this comes out.
Yep, happy birthday.
And, you know, from me and Preordered, thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to two men ramble about toys for the last... Two idiot men. Ramble about toys for the last hour and a half. We hope we were entertaining. We hope we made your day a little bit better. And we will see you in 2 weeks.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.